Hey everybody, my name is Brian Nichols. Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to preview an upcoming UFC event this weekend. Right now I'm recording this on Friday, so it'll be tomorrow, Saturday night. It'll be on June 20th, 2020. It is UFC Fight Night, Curtis Blaydes versus Alexander Volkov. Before I go too much further, I would like to plug one thing that I think is going to be super useful. Let me transition over to it. There's this website called nextufc.com. It was developed, I figured out from Reddit, reddit.com/r/MMA. There's a thread called, well, it's a really long thread, but basically the user is Blaster9347. He was talking about how it took him 3 to 4 clicks just to find the next UFC card on UFC.com. And so he made this website that just pulls whatever next UFC event, what fighters are on the card, and that's it. Super useful. Literally just go to this page, just nextufc.com, and bam, it tells you who's on the card and what. You don't have to. He also linked it so that there are Wikipedia pages for each username, which is pretty cool. This must be some kind of preview video, so I wanted to shout that out. Great work, like super handy. I use Tapology a lot, but I thought this was really cool. Just quick. Want to see what's coming up. So anyways, we're going to review the event coming up. Like I said, Blaydes versus Volkov. It'll be a little quick video. I haven't sat down and really reviewed the card to see who's fighting, so this is what this video is for. I wanted to kind of quickly run through all the fights that are on the card and get an idea of what's going on. Before I start with that, I wanted to see if, since it's late Friday night, I want to see if anybody missed weight. And I checked, and it looks like we had one fighter miss weight, Frank the Tank Camacho. He missed weight by, I guess, over the limit of 2 pounds, because he could have been 156. So 2 pounds extra, so 158. And he's fighting somebody that's actually a replacement in Justin James. And, of course, Frank had to lose 20% of his purse, which is going to Justin James. So, one fighter missed weight. So let's go right into the details. Main event, 5-minute rounds, heavyweight action. We have Curtis Blaydes taking on Alexander Volkov. Let's look at Curtis Blaydes' record currently. So ignoring the grappling bout with Anthony Rumble Johnson, he is currently on a 3-fight win streak. Justin Willis, Shamil, and Junior Dos Santos. JDS was back in January. So 4 fights and 4 wins in a row. I think he lost to Francis twice. Yes. So I don't think he's next for a title shot, even if it beats Volkov. But he's up there. Like if Francis Ngannou gets a shot after the Stipe and Daniel Cormier fight. Granted, I think they just announced Ngannou is actually a replacement. Like, he'll be ready to go, hot swappable, as they call it in IT, where if DC or Stipe are hurt day of or day before, Francis can step in. And I like that idea. From what I heard, they pay fighters for that because they come, they weigh in, all that jazz. And as long as you get to the point where you weigh in, they'll pay you. It's heavyweight. You know, I don't know if Ngannou loses any weight to make 265. He might. But anyways, and for this fight, Curtis Blaydes, dude's been looking like a beast lately. He's only 13-2. His 2 losses only to Ngannou. So I think he's right behind Ngannou if he beats Volkov. So let's look at Volkov's record, 31-7. I think he used to be the heavyweight Bellator champion, if I recall correctly. So his last fight, he was supposed to fight JDS at the end of 2019, and that got canceled. What happened here? Dos Santos had an infection. Okay, that really sucks. So before that, he fought Greg Hardy. That was November of 2019. So it's been about 7 months between fights. And then before that, he was going to fight Overeem. Volkov had issues. And then before that was Derek Lewis in the end of 2018. So he fought twice in 2018, once at the end of 2019. So almost over a full year here. And then now another 7 months. So not super active. And he only is on a 1-fight win streak at the moment, only beating Greg Hardy. So Volkov is going to need another couple wins after beating Blaydes. Granted, Ngannou was the only one to beat Blaydes. So if he can make I don't want to say an upset, but if he can make a impact on this fight and crazy decision, he could be right up there, man. So great heavyweight fight, 5-minute rounds. I have a feeling it won't go that far, but we shall see. Co-main event, we have Josh Emmett taking on Shane Burgos. Looks to be a featherweight fight. Josh Emmett currently 15-2. Let's see his current record. So currently he's on a 2-0 win streak. He fought in July of 2019, so just under a year. He's supposed to fight Barboza. Event canceled to Corona. And was this one Corona? No, Emmett was injured. So he was injured back in January. And then 5 months later, he has a fight with Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos is a beast. So looking there for Josh Emmett. Shane Burgos. Let's see. He beat Kurt, Cub Swanson, Makwan Americani, and then now fighting Josh. So he's on a 3-fight win streak. He lost to Calvin Cater. Is Calvin his only loss? Yes, it is. Damn. So he's on the up and up as well. This is going to look really good, especially if he beats Josh Emmett. Is Josh Emmett ranked, do we know? I should probably bring up UFC rankings. Let's look those up real quick. Rankings. So let's see. We want featherweights. Josh Emmett, number 8, and Burgos 10. So they could totally switch spots if this happens. And then Shane Burgos could be number 8. Could be taken on. He already lost to Calvin. Could take on Yair or Frankie. So, or no, I think is Frankie going to Bantamweight now? I don't know. Frankie's kind of all over the place. I'll leave that open actually. So that should be a great fight. Next we have Raquel Pennington taking on Marion Reneau at Bantamweight. This should be a really good fight. Marion Reneau, I want to say is she 40 now? If I remember correctly, 42. I feel like there were holes in her games, but she was doing really well in her last couple fights. Let's see. Well, she lost to Kat Zingano and Yana Kunitskaya. Was that at Bantamweight as well? I think she's stuck at Bantamweight as far as I know. Yeah, Bantamweight. But I mean, she beat Sarah McMahon. Jesus. I don't know. Talita Bernardo. Betchko Hay went to decision. Lost to Holly Holm. SM Spence. Jessica Andrade. She beat Jessica Andrade. Granted, that was at Bantamweight. That was before she moved down. So she's looked good. When's her? So let's see. So she's on a 2-loss streak. So she definitely needs a win. Her last fight was 03, so January, March of 2019. So it's been over a year. She was supposed to fight Aldana. Reneau withdrew in 2019, and then earlier 2020, Corona canceled it. So here she is fighting Raquel. So that's a big jump up. You know, Raquel's a big name. So she really definitely needs this win. For Raquel, let's see where she's at. She's 10-8, so her record isn't. Apologies on that. 10-8. That record is not looking all that great. When she lost that fight to Man Nunes, I'm like, damn, where do we go from here? And then she lost Jermaine Durandamy. She defeated Arena Aldana. I thought that was an okay fight. And then lost to Holly Holm. The record is just not looking all that hot right now. But this should be definitely a good scrap. This will just kind of get her in the win column again. Let her get some more consistent wins at Bantamweight. And go from there. Next, we have Lyman Good versus Belal Muhammad. This should be a beast-ass fight. Let's look at Muhammad's record. He's 2-0 his last fight. So, 7 months ago. I assume this is Corona. Oh, nope. Lyman had a injury back in January, February, March, April. 2 months later, they rebooked the fight. Interesting. Okay. So, Belal 2-fight win streak. His last loss was Jeff Neal. So that is looking good. And then for his Lyman Good, 21-5. Lyman, let's see. Chance, he lost Damian Maya back in early 2019, so late 2019. Okay, so both you know, not crazy win streaks, but it should definitely be a good scrap. Roosevelt Roberts taking on Jim Miller. Dude, Jim Miller's been around forever. Jim, I felt like Jim, like, he was obviously on a 4-fight loss streak. I was like, shit. Came back, beat Alex White. I was like, holy fuck, he looked really good. Lost to Charles Oliveira. Then he beat Jason Gonzalez, Clay Guida. He lost against Scott Holtzman, and now he has Roosevelt Roberts. Interesting. So Roosevelt Roberts, only 1 loss. Who is that loss to? Do we know? Vince Pichel. Okay. When he was 11-2. Okay. I mean, I hope Jim... I don't know much about Roosevelt Roberts. Hopefully Jim Miller isn't getting fed to another great up-and-comer. We'll see. But Jim Miller's such a vet. Such a good guy. So that's a good fight. Clay Guida taking up Bobby Green. Bobby Green's fighting style is really interesting. It's kind of like... What does Daniel Cormier say? Hokey-pokey? Kind of like all over the place, in and out. Like, he likes to be flashy, and he kind of does Rashad Evans kind of style, where he kind of showboats a little bit. I feel like not a lot, but How's he doing? Lost to Drakkar Close, lost to Francisco Trinaldo. That was late 2019. Dude, Francisco Trinaldo, how old is he? He's got to be 40-something. 41. Jesus, dude. And he fought earlier this year. Crazy. So he lost Francisco, lost to Drakkar Close. So when was his last win? Eric Koch back in early 2018. Damn. So he really needs this win. Bobby Green does. As for Clay Guida, holy shit, Clay. All right, so he beat BJ Penn mid 2019, lost to Jim Miller. Okay, so these are grappling bouts, so we can ignore these. So his last MMA fight was Jim Miller, which was middle-ish of 2018. 3 months after winning BJ Penn, he went and fought Jim Miller. So loss, win, loss. So he needs to win as well, because there's a lot of L's here at least on my screen. So should be good though. Next we have Tecia Torres taking on Brianna Van Buren. So this fight I'm hyped for. This is one of the ones to keep an eye on. Tecia Torres, a lot of her fights go to the distance a lot. Holy shit, I didn't know she was on a 4-fight loss streak, but she's fighting killers. Jessica Andrade, Joanna, Weili Zhang, who's now the champ, Mariana Rodriguez. Holy shit. She beat Michelle Waterson, Juliana Lima, Beck Rawlings. She lost to Rose. So she beat Angela Hill, but that was 2015. Angela Hill is a completely different beast now. Lost to Carla Esparza. Oh, that was Ultimate Fighter. So Tecia Torres really needs this win, or should be on a 5-fight loss streak. Is this canceled Corona? Yeah. Brianna Van Buren. This is the fighter I talked about in my Martin Luther King video earlier. I can probably link that over here. Basically, she won I went to the Invicta event that is hosted here in Kansas City, and she won the one-day Phoenix tournament. I forget if it was the third tournament, I want to say. I could be wrong. But it was one-day tournament, and she won that. Was it this one? Yeah, right here. Here's her 3 fights she won. In the main event, she beat Caitlin Curran, which I always thought was a really good fighter, even though she's 4-6. But she's just had like flashes of excellence. And she fought Souza, which she was like really good too. Look at that, 13-1, and she beat her. And so that was good, granted unanimous, but she finished this fight, got unanimous. These are only 1-rounders, then this was a 3-round, and she got rear naked choked in round 2, and then did decision here. Now she's fighting fucking Tecia Torres, but this girl, her nickname's the Bull for a reason. She comes flying, so I'm super excited for that fight. Next, Marc-Andre Baralutz. I'm not familiar with him. 185. Excuse me, 3 5-minute rounds at 185, so middleweight. Oscar Piocha. I always mess his name up. I know he has fought in the UFC for a while. He's got 3 losses. His last win was early 2018, so almost 2 years, over 2 years since a win. So he definitely needs it. Let's see, Mark. Has he fought in the UFC before? His name looks kind of new to me. No, he's definitely fought in the UFC. Okay, so he's fought in the UFC 3 times. So damn, are they both on a 3-fight loss streak? I want to say he was in the Ultimate Fighter. I could be wrong. He was. So Gerald Mershar. So he's on a 3-fight loss, and he's on a 3-fight loss. So both of these guys going to be fucking hungry for a win there. Courtney Casey taking on Jillian Robertson. This is at 125. Interesting. I want to say Courtney Casey's last fight was actually up at 125. Yes. So she got a win there, and it looked good. Round 1, 3 minutes, 36 seconds in that armbar. She looked really good. Dude, Courtney Casey, even though her record doesn't show it, I feel like she's a really good fighter as well. I feel like she has good IQ in the ring, or in the cage. And Jillian Robertson, she's always just fucking balls to the wall, in your face. Looks like she lost to Macy Barr back in late 2019, and then I assume this was canceled for Corona. Yep. And now fighting Courtney Casey. So that should be a really good fight. And of course, what I also talked about was Frank Camacho taking on Justin James. Justin James stepping up on late notice to fight Frank. Who was the fighter that fell out? Matt Frivola. That's right. His cornerman tested positive for COVID, so they pulled Matt Frivola. And again, Frank missed weight by officially 2 pounds over the weight limit. He's 22-8. Frank the Tank, he's a beast. His record is not looking all that great right now. His last fight was late 2019 against Benil Dariush. He beat Nick Hine. Before that, he lost to Drew Dober, who's a fucking beast, and Jeff Neal, who's a fucking beast. So he's not he's not fighting cans. I'll say that. Alan Patrick, Matt Frivola. So Justin James, I think this is his first fight in the UFC. It looks like he's 15-4. What he fought in WXC. I'm not even familiar with that promotion. I'll have to look them up. Looks like he fought in Bellator, World Series of Fighting. His losses, does any of them sound familiar? No. Ostovich. Interesting. Okay, but he's fighting Frank the Tank, so good luck to him. Frank's a beast. And then the second fight in the prelims, met Roxanne Modafferi taking Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy, I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like she's a good fighter, but it's like spotty. Like sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. And Roxanne, she's just constant work. Like she doesn't have that athletic body and that athletic style, but she just kind of puts the work in, just kind of tries to outwork you, even though she kind of looks sloppy, which kind of reflects her record, kind of win-loss. But she did beat Valentina's sister, lost to Jennifer Maia. She beat Macy Barber when that fight was fucking crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it wasn't perfect, but she did what she had to do to win. And she beat Macy. That was early 2020. And then she was supposed to have it looks like, grappling bout, but that didn't happen. I assume a Corona, submission of ground. And now she's fighting Lauren Murphy. So I would almost take Roxanne this fight, but we shall see. And then the very first fight, we have Austin Hubbard taking on Max, Roshkopf. That's a terrible name for me to pronounce on the first time. Austin Hubbard. He looks really familiar. Was he on The Ultimate Fighter? No, I don't think so. Okay. Well, he was in LFA. Any other promotions? No. How many fights did he have in the UFC? 1, 2, 3. So 3. So he lost, win, lost. So he lost to Marco Madsen, Davi Ramos. Yeah, and then for Max, he's 5-0, so 11-4, so 15 fights versus 5 fights. Max, what do we have here? All-State, All-Star Classic, NWCA. So he lost grappling bout. So he's 5-0, fighting in Titan FC was his last fight, which was early 2020. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about this fight, but hopefully should be good. Looks like he fights at Team Elevation for Austin Hubbard. So yeah, that's our entire fight card for this Saturday. Looks good. I'm excited. Another good card on ESPN Plus. You just kind of chill back and watch, and should enjoy that. I'll probably do a post-event. What's the word I'm looking for? Reaction to the event. So look forward to that, and yeah, should be a good night of fights and a good time. So thanks for watching. Have a good night, and talk to you next time. Peace.